Wow, thanks for that, Alexander. I went through that whole intro and nothing. So um, maybe this is better. Um, Here we go. Sorry, um, my Slack is blowing up now too. Man, we've got a lot going on. That we're actually in the middle of the business loan broker challenge right now. That's what's going on. And if you've ever thought about offering business loans, just feel free to check it out. It's at businessloanbrokerchallenge.com. We've got about 5 or 6 different lenders speaking today. There's still 2 days left on it, so all day today. It's just now getting started, and then tomorrow. And then if you want to jump in, you can still get access to all the videos, the hours and hours of training that's gone on throughout the entire week. So still time to register if you want to jump in. It's a great time happening there. So let's get started with today. Today we're going to be talking about better profits equal better business loans. And today is we're going to have fun. We're going to kind of go a direction that we haven't normally gone before here at Credit Suite, and we're going to give you some advice on improving your profit margins. And this is something that I think is just incredibly valuable, no matter where you're at in business. If you're just getting started, following these steps are going to drastically transform how you run your business, how you look at your business growth, everything from hiring to how much you're spending, your taxes, your profit, the profit of the company. I was really excited when I was putting this together because this is actually based off a book, and we'll get into that. I'll share the book as we start getting into it. But reading this book really just changed my whole philosophy on business. Changed how I looked at how I was looking at my finances with the business, how I was doing my accounting, and really just gave me a different perspective. And I think as a business owner, sometimes, especially like if you're in startup or growth mode or launch mode, um, we kind of have this habit of just sticking our head in the sand and just piling as much cash into the business as we possibly can, getting as many sales as we can, and then trying to hit a benchmark in our mind of where we think we should be, and then we're going to start worrying about our profits. Then we're going to start worrying about all these other things. But really, taking that method actually puts you behind in what you could be doing. So when you're getting started, it's really important that you have your profits mapped out. So if you've been running a business for a while, have you ever filed your business taxes, and at the end of the year you look down, your CPA hands you the thing and it says, "Hey, congratulations, you have $50,000 in profit." You're like, "Wow, my bank account doesn't show that." You have no money left over after when the year's over. A lot of that actually is because you're not paying attention to what's the profit, and you're not setting aside the profit that you need for your business, or the profit that you should be having, and using it strategically and use it the way you want to. And so it makes it feel like profit is an elusive creature. It's not even there. It's like one of these things that you look at, you're like, "Yeah, I'm going to get there, I'm going to get there." But the trick to this is, and the magic formula is very simple. You can start earning profits from your company immediately. As soon as you start bringing money in, you can start setting aside your profits. You can determine how much profit margin you actually have for the business, and how much of that profit or how much of the money that's coming in you're gonna keep yourself as profit. Um, and it's called the profit first strategy. The profit first strategy can help you transform your finances. I've owned a couple of businesses. The last business I owned was website and marketing, hence why I'm on the marketing team here at Credit Suite. But while I was doing that, I ran across this strategy and I started implementing it, and it just transformed and revolutionized the way that you look at things. It really puts things into perspective and helps you to have a more holistic approach on your finances. So profitability is important. I mean, it's the major piece of fundability. If you're ever looking for business financing, if you're ever going to get business loans, profit is one of the number one things that lenders are paying attention to, because if you have profits, you can pay for a loan. If everything else that you're spending money on actually is already allocated, such as expenses, if there's hard costs, if there's salaries, if there's taxes, those are hard costs. You're not going to be able to repay a loan out of that. But profit is what you can repay a loan out of. So profitability, making sure that you're profitable, goes a long, long way into your fundability. And at the end of the day, it's what lenders want to see when they consider a financing approval. So if you're getting, if you go to a bank and you're showing negative profits every single year, they're going to look at that and go, you don't have any money. You may be running millions and millions of dollars through your bank account, but if you're not actually showing a profit, if you're not paying taxes on that profit, if it's not on your business records as a profit, lenders are going to look at that and go, you're not a profitable business. There's no way for you to repay us. So profit is what the lenders really want to see. Um, and at the end of the day, it's the whole reason that we get into business. It's the whole reason for being an entrepreneur. We don't do it because we wake up one day and go, hey, I want to set out there on my own and not have health insurance and be responsible for all these people and all these bills that, we look at it and go, there's money and there's money there. I want to go make money. I want to be profitable. I want to secure a better future for my family. I want to leave a legacy for my children, for my children's children. I really want to make a difference in my community, and you need money to do that. This the whole reason we started business is for profit. So it is possible to stay profitable through the startup and growth phase. What we're going to be talking about, and what we're going to be jumping into, is the profit first approach. And it's pretty simple. We're going to show you how you can separate your cash flow into multiple different accounts, and then determine your profit and pay yourself first before the expenses come out. So let's talk about why I think this is such an incredible, like I kind of jumped the gun because I got so excited about this topic. But here's some of the benefits of the profit first strategy. First, you can easily see your profits. And I'm telling you, there is nothing more motivated than waking up in the morning, you look in your bank account, you're like, man, I've got $30,000 in profit sitting there. I've already got $100,000 in profit sitting there. This isn't, and it's just motivating. You can see your money, you can see the growth, you can see what you're getting out of this, and it really just it changes the way you interact with your business. And part of that is going to help you make better decisions about when you're going to withdraw the funds or if you're going to reinvest it. Because a lot of times what we do is we start reinvesting profits before we even know that the profits are there. We get into a pattern, especially like I think I've got a touch of that ADHD, and so like my brain's just always going a million miles an hour. When I'm looking at finances and I'm looking at the company books, I'm looking at not what's happening right now and where I'm at for the week. I'm looking at what's my vision for a month, what's my quarterly vision, what's my year vision, what's my 5-year vision, and what can I reinvest now so that I can make more in the future. What this does is it actually lets you step back, and instead of operating out of speculation on how much money you're going to make, you're actually looking at it going, okay, my bank account's got $30,000. How much of that am I going to reinvest? Where am I going to reinvest it? What am I going to do with this profit? Am I just going to take it out and keep it for myself? There's a lot of different options and a lot of different things that you can do with it. And so it's going to help you make more financially sound decisions. And at the end of the day, you grow what you can see. For example, if you can't see the profits that your company is making, if you can't see the potential of how much you're earning, not just in a salary, but actually the profit of the company. And so let's say that you're like, hey, I'm going to take $100,000 a year as my salary, and then you're watching your profits on top of that. So now you're not making 100,000, you're making 100,000 plus whatever profits that you can choose to withdraw. And I'm telling you what, when you can see that money sitting in your bank account, your focus becomes like a laser at that point. You really dial in on what's happening, and you get aggressive about setting aside that money because you can see it. It's tangible. It's become a real thing. It's not something you're working towards in the future. It's something that you're working on right now. And it's that golden rule. You pay attention to what you can see. What's the saying that one of my buddies always say? You inspect what you expect. If you're expecting profits and you can see them, you're really going to pay attention to that. And at the end of the day, it's really just going to keep you motivated to see your profits growing while you're still making a salary, while your bills are being paid, and being able to take your business to that next level. Some of the other benefits that maybe often overlooked. It's much easier to bring in a partner if you need it. If you're looking at strategic hires, you're looking at acquiring some new talent. Maybe you know that you're wired a certain way and you're great at sales, you're great at marketing, but you need somebody who's more operationally minded. You can start being more strategic. You can bring in financial advisor or financial investors, different types of partnerships, because now you're actually going to have a profit to be able to pay them out of. And it's very transparent, it's very open, very easy for everybody to engage with and to act on. And it helps make sure that all your bills are paid on time, which is always a glorious thing. Because when your bills are paid on time, you function better, you feel more secure about the business. It puts drive behind you, and it enables a more fluid growth. And what I mean by this is it alleviates a lot of the ups and downs of business growth, because when you're able to see all of your money coming into the business, and you can take a step back and look and know what's happening, and you can see that growth. Now you're able to look at it and go, okay, you know what, we may need to reinvest some of these profits because we're hitting a down cycle in the business, or we had an unexpected expense. But it really helps to solve the ups and downs of your finances. So let's get into it. Again, we're talking about profit first. It's if profit is important to you, you need to check out this book. It's by Mike Malkowicz. Here's the image of it. It's profit first. It's just what it says. It's going to revolutionize the way that you look at your business finances. And the theory is to take the profits from the cash deposits before your expenses are paid. Hence the name Profit First. Very self-explanatory, but it goes a little bit deeper. So first off, you have to define for yourself what is profit. So the traditional definition of profit is it's a financial gain, especially the difference between the amount earned and the amount spent in buying, operating, or producing something. So any money that you earn that you're not spending is your profit. Kind of makes sense, right? The plain language version, it's what's left after taxes, payrolls, and expenses. And this gives you a true plan. This gives you a plan for budgeting your growth with true profit margins. So traditionally what happens with business owners, especially smaller businesses or startups, what we tend to do is we get in there, we start grinding, we start making money, and with that money we just start investing it, but we're not really watching what our profits are, how much we're making, what's there. And so this profit first is the theory of you pay yourself first. You say, okay, I'm going to have a certain profit margin, and with that profit margin, it may be 10%, it may be 5%, whatever, just depending. And we'll get into some of the ways to look at that. But when you take on that, when you look at that, now you're saying, okay, I made $1,000 today. I'm going to take 100 of that, and I'm going to put in, that's my profit. And so you automatically deposit that money into your account. You withdraw your taxes, you separate it, and you allocate the money where it needs to go, so that you can see the business, you can see the profit starting to grow. You can physically see where all your money's at one time. And the way that you do this is actually, it's very simple. It's basically you just have multiple checking accounts, savings accounts set up with your bank, or you can have several different banks if you want to be a little more aggressive about it. But with these multiple accounts, you're going to separate. You're going to make sure that your cash, when it's coming in, that it's going into the right account at the right time. This is actually an older philosophy in budgeting and money management. It was called the envelope system. This is basically the envelope system for businesses, a more sophisticated route with it, because obviously business finances are a lot more complex, a lot more intricate than personal finances. So basically what you're doing is you're setting up multiple accounts. You're going to have an account that's specific for your profit that you're going to put in there, and you're going to have separate accounts, and these are all going to be individual accounts. So you have one for profit, you'll have one for taxes, you'll have one for payroll, and then you have one for operating expenses. So basically you've got about 4 different accounts that are with your bank at any given time. When money comes in at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're going in and going, okay, here's how much money we brought in. And then from there, you're immediately going in and saying, okay, I'm going to take my 10% for my profit. I'm putting it into my profit account. And then the rest of it, what you should be doing before that is you're figuring out, okay, I want 25% to go towards operating expenses. I want 25% to go towards salaries and payroll. And then you know that anything that you're paying in payroll or anything that you're paying in profits, you're going to have to hold back taxes. Traditionally, this can be anywhere from 15 to 35%. I love to err on the side of caution. I've gotten in trouble with the IRS before from taxes. Nothing I would ever recommend anybody ever having to deal with in your entire life. So make sure that you have your taxes paid. You're withdrawing that money, and basically what it looks like is the money comes in, it sits there for the day, and then it just gets distributed into your 4 different accounts. And then at that point, now when you're looking at it, you're making informed decisions, going, okay, here's how much we have for payroll, here's how much we have for operating expenses, and here's how much we have for profit, for just general operating expenses, for taxes, and here's how much we have for profit. And the beauty of that is now you can actually leave that to the side, and you can make it where you're not withdrawing money from your profit accounts. You're setting up your quarterly distributions, monthly, however you decide that you want to do that. But instead of the money just being in a general account and everything going into it, you pulling it out, now you have the ability to actually see what's happening, to see what's going on with it, and to make the decisions based off that. Budgeted percentages of deposits transfer into various accounts before expenses are paid. If you really want to dig into how much this should be, I'm going to tell you hands down, this is where you want to have a CPA sit down with you. Having a financial planner, a CPA, somebody that can sit down with you and go, look, here's a good solid budget for your business, and help you set up those percentages and really work with you to get your businesses set up right now. Because the best time to do it is yesterday. But if you can't do it yesterday, you can start today. So get in there, start opening accounts, start working on this philosophy, and it's going to change the way that you're going to interact with your business. Here's the beauty of the pros. Again, it lets you visually watch your money grow. And there's nothing more satisfying as a business owner than watching your money grow. The more you can watch your money grow, the more motivated you become, the more confidence you have. You just it's why we do this, is to make money. It's going to help you make better financial decisions, because when you can see your money, you can see what's already being spent, what's already allocated for other expenses. Now it gives you the opportunity to actually make sound investment decisions based off of what you can see, not what you think may be coming up. You've already got all of that accounted for, but now you've got the system in place so you can visually see what's going on with it. And it ensures that your expenses are consistently paid, because at the end of the day, paying your expenses, making sure your bills are paid, your employees are paid, your taxes are paid, is one of the most important things, along with profit, because profit means nothing if your bills aren't being paid. That's not really profit. That's just taking money that you have that's not actually there. So how do you determine your profits? How do you determine how much that you want to keep for yourself in your business? Determine what you want your profit margin to be. There is no magic formula. There is no exact formula of how this is going to work. It's not something where you have to go in and go, well, I have to have 30% profit margin. It doesn't work that way. You can determine what's right for you based off of your situation. Pay yourself that percentage first. So basically, you're setting aside that money, you're putting it into the profit account, and you're making sure that that money is available for you when you want it, and you're protecting it. You guard it. You make sure that nothing's getting in there and touching it. You keep that as your as your reason for working. You pay your expenses after you paid yourself first, and you always set aside your tax money. I will never under stress it. I will never not stress this enough. You always make sure that you pay your taxes. The IRS is not someone you want to mess with. So as you determine your profit, you may be thinking, what percentage of profit should you set aside? All right. As you're getting started, as you're in launch or startup mode, profits may be smaller, because there's a lot of investment. You're going to need software, you're going to need manpower, there's equipment that you have to buy. There's just a lot of stuff you have to get as you're in launch mode, or as you're in startup mode, and you're really just starting to bring money in. So you may look at it, go, you know what, a 5% profit margin would be great, 7.5%, 10%. You can decide that based off of how much you're making and how much you're spending on each client that's coming in. Um, as the business gets a little more stable, and you start bringing in more money, your expenses start to level out. Now it becomes predictable, where okay, here's my budget monthly. When you're kind of at that point that you feel like you don't have to have anything more to keep operating, that's when you can look at it and go, okay, you know what? We've been operating at 5%. Now I'm ready to bump it up to 10%. We've got more room. We're starting to automate our processes. We're able to maximize our investment with our employees. So you're freeing up more capital. Then you can start really looking at it, going, okay, let's bump this a little bit higher. Now, with consistent growth, after you're in that stabilization period, there's a mind shift that happens with a business owner, where when you're in startup mode, you're in operation mode, you're grinding, like you're getting every sale that's possible, anytime, anywhere. Like that's all you think about, is getting the sales in. Over time, as the company starts to develop, as you start to develop as the leader, now you start getting into a more strategic role. You've got salespeople, maybe you have business development specialists who are going out. You're consistently making sales. You have an online presence. Things are starting to click. Things are happening while you're sleeping. Your business is automated. Now you start looking at, okay, you know what? Money's consistently coming in, and now you start thinking strategically, and now you're looking at consistency. So that's the point when you start really looking at, okay, what are my expenses? How can I improve my profit? What hires can I make? And that's when it starts to become consistent, where you can go, okay, you know what? For 2023, we're going to have 11% profit margin. 2024, we're going to be looking at 12.5, and you can start stair stepping it based off of that. And then, obviously there are times where you're going to kind of hit a plateau, and there may be seasons where you look at it and go, you know what, we've got a really big project. I'll tell you that here at Credit Suite, we've got some things that we're working on in the back that we haven't been talking about, that we've been investing a lot of money into. And I know Ty and Megan have actually taken some of the profits and reinvested them into the growth of the business. That is what happens when you get to this point. But again, you can't reinvest profits if you don't know what your profits are, or if the profits aren't there to reinvest. So keep that in mind. You always have to have your profits first, because as you're doing this, your goal is to get to the point where you're the strategist of the business. You're overseeing it. You're working to make that profit margin bigger, whether it's just through the volume that you're doing, or through cutting expenses, or automating systems and processes. So again, this is really just, guys, this has really just been an overview of the book. I'll show you here. Profit First. Mike Malcolm, it's probably backwards because of my camera. But Profit First, I'm going to highly recommend. If you haven't, go find this book. Check him out on YouTube. He's got a lot of cool resources there as well. It's called Profit First by Mike Malkowitz. But if you need help jumpstarting your journey into getting profit, let us know. If you need help getting a startup business loan, or you'd like to find out more about building business credit, or there's anything we can do just to help you jumpstart your business growth, schedule a free business financing assessment with us, and we'll help you find out what financing you can qualify for. You can check that out at creditsuite.com/consult. Our team's available almost any time, and we're always happy to talk with you, to work with you, to figure out what you need, what you can qualify for now, plus what you could be doing to qualify for better funding in the future, and setting yourself up so that your business is always able to get the financing you need for that strategic growth. And if you want to check out more funding options to see what fits your needs, or if you want to check out more about business credit, go check out our website. We just launched our new website, and I'm just going to brag on this a little bit because it's absolutely beautiful. Credit Suite just launched our new website, and it is absolutely wonderful. I just like showcasing it. I just like going on here every now and then and taking a look at it. But if you want to check out, you can learn more about fundability, business credit. We'll show you how to build business credit, credit monitoring, business credit scores, credit line hybrid, business loans. You can look at the different types of business loans that are available, or if you have a need, if you're looking for loans for a startup, small business loans, we've got all sorts of resources available for you, all sorts of tools. You can check that out on Credit creditsuite.com if you have more questions. And if you enjoyed today, if you got a lot out of it, feel free to share this live stream, tag some people in it, and if you share it, you can check out. You can go to creditsuite.com/toolbox. Share this live stream. Use hashtag Business Credit Toolbox, and doing that, we'll be able to identify you, get you 5 free tools to easily and quickly build your business credit that's not linked to your personal credit, just for sharing the live stream. Our way of saying thanks for supporting us, thanks for helping us with our ultimate goal of helping small business, or helping business owners be able to get the financing they need to grow their business. All right, I'm going to hop off of here. There's a lot going on over at the Business Loan Broker Challenge. Again, if you haven't joined, if you want to find out more, check it out. It's at businessloanbrokerchallenge.com. A lot of cool stuff happening. And until then, have a great day, and we will see you guys next.